Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today, we're going to go over a couple things. Now, I've had some stuff on the way or in the works or backed for a long time. It was something I completely forgot about. And periodically, I would remember, but then I'd quickly forget again. So I didn't even have that like shipping or waiting anxiety when you back a product. I just completely forgot. Now, it showed up few weeks back. I just haven't had a chance to go get it. It was at my sponsor's house over the weekend. I went down there, picked it up. So now I can show you. But first, we're going to start with the version before what I got. So some of you might know what this is. This is the Thumby from Tiny Circuits. Yeah, it's about the size of a micro SD card. Now you're going to get little mini games on it. It's not really an emulator. I mean, I think some time ago I seen some people working on like trying to get the original Game Boy, like Pokemon games, to work on it. Now this is way bigger. This is my little AliExpress Game Boy I keep at my desk. This is probably 3-4 times the size of the Thumby and more expensive. This little thing's like $50-$60 depending on what shop you buy it through. This runs about 30. Little keychain, Game Boy, you know, the only buttons that work are the D-pad, A and B. The start and select are actually fake, and then you have a power switch up there. You can pick up, I mean, it comes with a few games preloaded, all very simple, little like flash style games. It's not even in grayscale, it's black and white. Okay, so if that, let's put that into perspective here. Game Boy operated in grayscale, so there were shades of black and white and gray they could use for the game, so that way you can differentiate between grass, a wall, you know, they can make character designs. This operates in black and white. Very limited on what you could play on it. Now you can hop on something like itch.io, and I believe they had some games. You can also just go into Tiny Circuits here, scroll through the Thumby page, and find the catalog for games. And you could download them and play a few of them. Let's play this little video. Yeah, this thing is tiny. Like I said, it's about the size of a micro SD card. Itty bitty. Okay. I mean, did you see the USB-C cable hooked to it right there? It's the size of the connector. Anyway, but you can make games for it and upload them, and you know, you could scroll down and get little games for it. Very, very interesting little handheld. So I got one for my sponsor. I got this blue one. It's neat. You know, it's a novelty item. You're not going to play anything serious on it, you know. And like I said, then there's this little Game Boy for about double the price, where you can play all the Game Boy games you want. I think this one's dead. It is. Nope, it wasn't. So this one, you've seen this one before. You can play all the Game Boy games on it. I got the whole list here. Come on, focus. There it is. So you've seen this before, though. Oh, I just keep scrolling the wrong way. There we go. Anyway, so the Thumby was, I guess, a success. All right, it's a cool enough novelty item. They've sold plenty of them. So they started a Kickstarter to work on a second version, the Thumby Color. That's what's in here. So I finally picked mine up. Get you a little lanyard keychain there. Get this out of the bag. So now I have an itty bitty Game Boy and a small Game Boy Advance. Well, it looks like Game Boy Advance. It doesn't have any Game Boy Advance games on it at all, of course. I'm very interested to see how other people develop games for it and what they develop. I'll be watching, and hopefully somebody gets some actual Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games working on, which they would have to recreate them themselves more than likely. I'm not even sure of the hardware specs on this, but with things like the Raspberry Pi Pico, I wouldn't, just off the top of my head, I wouldn't think it's outside the realm of possibilities for it to play some pretty decent games. So, and everything works on it, BA, LR. Now, it's a damn shame that it has to be a Game Boy Advanced this size to actually get just 2 face buttons, L and R, Game Boy Advance layout. Okay? I know no company really wants to make that. They want you to buy a handheld that has all the face buttons required to play as many systems as possible, but I've always wanted them to just release one like this. Just 2 face buttons, L and R, and I'm good. Perfect little Game Boy Advance clone. You know what I mean? But I have Game Boy Advance and I have a flash card, so I'm good there. But let's kick this on. As you can see, this one does not operate in black and white or grayscale. This is full color. And I'm not even sure how to turn down the brightness. I don't know that there are settings. Oh, look at that. There are. How do I get to it? Okay. Can I just exit? Oh, look, you can roll some credits. So we got 2048, Connect 4. What does that say? Bust a Thumb. Chess. I can't read that. Monstra. The fuck does that say? Puzzle Attack. Sand. Solitaire. Song of something. Tagged. Thumbatro? I don't know. Thumbjin. Let's play some Thumbjin. I don't know what that is. I haven't played that. It's the second one. Apparently there was a first one. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, how do I don't know how to do things. Oh, but I'm getting hit, so. Is that reset? Oh. I don't know how to get back out without just trying to get off and on. Little tiny speaker. I guess that game didn't have sound. I just realized I wasn't hearing anything. Let's play Bust a Thumb. See if we can't bust a thumb here. How to say ready, go. I'm trying to keep it. It's so hard to focus on this thing. Let's get it close. Here we go. So little bust a move clone. Got that see-through atomic purple color going for it. I don't know what this is. Let's try this one. Oh my god, it's Balatro. Oh wow. I don't think I can see it enough to form a hand. Jack 6. Need a pair of 6s. Can I select it? Oh, okay. You press up. Oh, wow. It shakes this thing. Hear it. Why are you still shaking? It's over. The hand's over. Okay. It's still. It's like turning on a electric razor and just leaving it there. It's going. Okay, so the Balatro game is busted ass. That was fucking awesome. All right, so Thumby color. Look at that. I'll be interested to see what gets developed for it. You know, people have fun with things like this. I've always thought about developing a game for the Thumby or my Panic Playdate, but I work too much, and by the time I get home, I'm too lazy to do anything creative. So let's see. Thumby color, I believe you can still get them. So let's get rid of the Thumby screen. Here we go. Thumby color. So 21. Oh, damn it. Why am I doing that? Why are you tilting? I don't want you to tilt. Oh, okay. New feature. Figured out how to do that now. That's cool. All right, so 2,100 backers, almost 200,000 raised. The little Thumby color. I don't know if you can still get it, but we're gonna find out here. So 49 bucks gets you a Thumby color plus shipping, so 55 bucks. And I believe that's the only color choice is that solid purple. Make sure the camera's focused. Okay. 55 plus 6. Choice of plastic, so you can get the see-through or that. Special edition, you can get the black one for 81. Multiplayer pack for 100 bucks. 2 purples. Special edition, so I'm guessing 2 black ones for 125. Thumby 4-pack includes 4 Thumby colors. I believe the sponsor picked up, oh, wait, you can get a 20-pack for $700. $25 shipping. I believe the sponsor, though, picked up like the 125 and got us the see-through purples. So, anyway, there you go. That's where you get you a Thumby color. Now, that's not the last thing I want to show you. There's one other thing I want to show you, and I don't know why. I'm absolutely in love with this thing. You know, sometimes you see cool shit, and you're like, what the hell is that? I've never seen that. And you don't know why, but it's probably just the coolest shit you've seen. Now, you guys, look at that cable. It actually shows the watts going through it. Yeah, 27 watt PD charger. Yeah, it's just a cable, like the brick is from something else, and it has it on both ends, so you can't ever get it wrong. You know, the one plugged into the brick over there has a gauge on it too, so either side works. This is the coolest cable I've ever used. Now, I've seen all the stupid cables with like lights running down them, and they, you know, like kind of blink in a motion that looks like the power is going into your device. I don't care for that stupid shit, but this is awesome. So now I know that my RP5 is charging at 27 watts. That is great. Now, I've plugged this into a tablet and charged it just to see like what's it gonna stay at. So, and you guys have seen my Samsung tab. I charged that last night with this cable, and it was running 15 watt charging, and then when it hit 100%, I watched it dial down to 4. And I just thought that was interesting that, you know, it's down to 4 watt just to keep it charged. Now this cable, this will do up to 240. It says it right here, 240 watt. But 27, that's just cool shit. I like cool shit. That's why, I mean, we all do. That's why we have these handhelds, right? We like cool shit. This is cool shit. And they're not even expensive. So I looked them up. My sponsor gave me this cable. He bought a pack of them. Actually, I went to his house. We were hanging out, and I was messing with one of his laptops. He was getting a look at a couple things. I believe we were also cleaning some weapons. And I go up to his laptop, and I see this cable plugged in. And I was like, what the hell is that? It's like, where'd you get that? That's the coolest cable. And he was like, oh, I bought a multi-pack of them here, and he threw me one. So I got a 10-foot cable that shows the wattage going through it, and I love it. It's crazy that something like that I'm just absolutely love. So I looked it up for all of you. So right here, 240 watt USB-C to USB-C transparent cable with LED display, compatible with 140 watt or 100 watt fast charging for MacBook Pro, iPhone, blah, blah, blah. We don't really do Apple devices. Apple devices are, you know, in my book, trash. I don't like them. But yeah. It even does high-speed data transfer. So 480 meg data transfer. That's pretty cool. Let's see, 240 watt time-saving charge in 35 minutes. Really? You can get a MacBook to 77%, iPhone to 91, a Switch to 85, a Samsung to 90, and an iPad Pro to 82. If that's how that's supposed to read. That's how I'm reading it. Real-time wattage LED display. 3.1 PD. One for all, 240 max. Durability design, anti-wear and tangle-free. The tangle-free is bullshit. This is already tangled on me. But it's not bad. I've definitely had worse. The cheap little skinny cables, like the type of shit you get when you buy a handheld. That stuff can tangle like no other. But this is tangled, just not awful. I was able to just instantly pull it free. And I don't know, what the hell does it mean? Durability design, anti-wear and tangle-free. 36,000 plus what? 36,000 anti-wear, 36,000 tangle-free. So 36,000 of them are tangle-free. I don't know. Some of you are like, this guy's an idiot. It's fine. But yeah, it's in 10 foot. The one I got's 10 foot, so it's $13. Limited time deal. There's always limited time deals. So $13. It looks like it's about $17 when it's not on a limited time deal. So I just thought that cable was awesome. And since I do a lot with handhelds, it's going to be interesting to be able to use this to see the actual wattage going to a handheld. You know what I mean? So let's do this. Let's throw it in 34XX. I'm going to change the brick though, because the brick I'm using, or was using for my RP5, is a lot more powerful, and these do not need that much. I got it backwards. Oh, it's just not going to charge on that brick. Okay. I'm not going to force you. Maybe I think the brick's too low power for this cable. I swapped it to like just a little, like 5 watt. Let me plug all this stuff back in. Bear with me, guys. Plugging cables back in. I gotta reach next to my desk and back behind my monitor to get shit plugged in. So now it is the gauge is only on one side. So, but the other end of the cable has a gauge too. You can watch it climb up. Coolest cable ever. Coolest cable ever. So in the future, I'll be using that. I can't, obviously it's not going to work for low end stuff. And it'll charge the low end stuff, but the brick is too weak to push, all the way through that cable. So I'll probably need to get something in the 20-watt range. The brick I have over there that lights up the cable that I was using to charge this is 65? 60? 65? Let me check it. I don't remember. 65. That's a 65 watt PD charger, which the other one's a lot lower, but I'm gonna pick up like a cheap 20 watt from the store and try it with that and let you guys know tomorrow. That way you don't think you have to buy like a $50 brick for a $10 cable, since no handhelds come with a small cheap charging brick anymore. It's just cables, which I get, cuts down on waste. I'd have 60 charging bricks all doing 5 watt, 2.5 watt, whatever, laying around the house at this point. But once in a while it'd be nice to find a device that I'll give you an extra couple bucks if you ship it with a brick. Anyway, at least one from Anbernic, designed for the XX line. That way people out there don't plug them into like a fucking 100-watt charger and destroy it, which I've seen happen too many times. So be really careful with your charging, everybody, please. Okay, that's how you kill one of these so fast. I plug this into a 140-watt charger. If it charges, it's gonna cook it. The battery's gonna heat up. A lot of them will have a cutoff, so they won't actually charge on it. But, things fail, things happen. It could actually pick up and just cook the shit out of it. So just be really careful. Long time ago, during a storm, we had a power outage. And it was a couple months after Christmas. I had bought my kids these really nice tablets, with the magnetic keyboard. My daughter loved her tablet. Okay, she was on it all the time, and we had no power at the house. We had a generator running, and her tablet dies. So we're all hanging out. It's storming like crazy. We're in Oklahoma. So what are we doing? We're hanging out in the garage door open, watching the destruction roll by, and power's out. So of course we got like some Jack Daniels out. We're all getting tore off, hanging out, and my daughter comes into the garage and was like, "Dad, my tablet's dead." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, hon." I was like, when the power comes back on, we'll plug it in, we'll get it charged. I'm sorry. I didn't have any small, power banks to give her at the time. But on the generator, we were using this generator, there was some USB ports. The people I was with was like, "Well, just plug it into that." And I was like, "No, don't. That's going to put way too much power through that. That's going to cook her tablet. Do not plug it into that generator. This tablet is not like a Samsung or nothing. I doubt there's any safety to it. It will kill the tablet." They were like, "Oh, you're being too paranoid." And I was like, "No, please, do not do it." So I begged my daughter, "Don't. You'll ruin your tablet. Do not plug it into that." They listened. Well, I went to the other side of the house to do something, probably to check on one of my kids, hanging out with my youngest, making sure, he was asleep. So I was checking on him and doing the dad thing where I go into the room, and he's laying there in the dark, sleeping. It's storming out, so it's, nothing too major. So I lay down next to him, and I'm like, this is my son. I love him to death. And get up, walk back into the garage. And as I walk in, they're freaking out because they plugged my daughter's tablet into that charger, and they heard a noise. That was it. Tablet was done. To this day, I still have that tablet laying around. It is cooked. It will not turn on. It won't charge. They fried it. That was the last time they didn't listen to me on that. So now, years later, we need to charge something. Yeah, everybody's scared to use any of my chargers. They see my 100-watt bricks and shit laying around. They won't touch them. They'll ask me. They learned a lesson. So I guess it was worth it for that. Also, the reason I'm going through this story and this is on my mind is today is my daughter's birthday. So, Emily, if you're watching this, happy birthday. I love you. I'll see you when I get off work. I know I'm always at work, but I'm going to try and get off work early today. and we're going to go do something together, you know. I know what you want to do, and I will absolutely do my best. Worst case scenario, this weekend, we'll go over to Oklahoma City, and we'll do everything you want to do. All right. I'll see you tonight when I get home. Everybody, say happy birthday to my daughter. Say it. Thank you. Okay. Hopefully some of you actually said it out loud, but I meant in the comments. All right, I know I've been just rambling for the last 10 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to show you some of the cool stuff that I had picked up. And it's my channel. I can make a video on whatever the hell I want, right? So, all right, guys. I will see you in the next episode. I'm going to get through my work day, and I'm going to rush home, try and get off early, and spend time with my daughter. So, see you guys next time.